I've got integrity. I'm not gonna stop that for nothing, you know what I mean? And the things they were saying to me, I just was like, nah man, something don't feel right in here.
I remember when I think when you came out with one of your songs, and the campaign was like, I'm an independent artist that support, I forgot what song it was. It's the song where you did the fast forward.
Is it Lego?
I think it was Lego.
Yeah, it's after Chris, when I did the cover,
And I looked at it and it seemed like it came, then you went. Do you know what I mean? And I get to think, like, well, Leshurr's one of the best people in the country. But it's like, no, you definitely are. You're one of the best people. And obviously I look at talent and I'm like, if someone just saying, yeah, just throw it out there, see what it does, and then we'll catch it if it sticks on the wall. And it's almost like you came, you went, you disappeared. Do you know what I mean? And I always think like, what's going on with Lesh? Because her talent's there, but something feels like it wasn't connected.
Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about, because people say that to me this day, like from Lego. We thought you was gonna, and then something happened. But the main thing that's happened in my whole career is that I've never had a structure. I've never had a good team around me that are doing all the right things all at the right time. There's always been someone slacking, or there's always been problems with management. There's always been something there that has stopped me from excelling. So I'll always see it as that. I've always had, I'm not even trying to diss my old managers, but I always feel like I've had management that can't do what I can't do myself. I can do all the things that they were saying that they could do, so what's the point in having a manager, you know what I mean? I just needed structure and planning, and that was never in place. So near enough I was independent, as in I was doing certain things myself that I know that another person was meant to be doing, but because I'm so in control of my career and I can't trust in that person to do it, I have to do it myself. So I think then it was just all about having the right team around me and the right structure, and I could never find it. It was always something sly around the whole situation. But now I feel like I've got that structure that I've always needed. Whether it's took me, it's took me 5 years to get that structure, but it's the perfect structure, it's the right structure. I'd prefer to wait 5 years to have the perfect right structure than, have a structure then that falls through, in a year's time. Yeah. So I would prefer, I'm always about longevity, innit? Longevity is key. So anything that I choose to do in my career is always going to benefit me in years to come. It's not to get quick cash for that right there, even though that looks amazing and gold, because in a year's time that might corrupt me or might stop me from doing that thing that is going to benefit me and my family, so you've got to be very, very, what's the word, you've got to be wise in the industry, but you've got to think a lot, man. You've got to think about things. You can't just think, oh, it's gonna benefit me right now. You've got to actually think, you know what, that's good, it looks good, but that's not gonna benefit me in 3-5 years to come.
Well, now we've got a tour coming up in the next few months. How do you prep for that then, for a tour?
Prepping for tours is quite, it's stress, I ain't gonna lie, because there's so much behind a tour that the people that are going to see for have no idea about, they're just thinking, oh, I'm just going to see Leshurr on tour, you know what I mean? But they don't know about the stresses, the money you have to put in, the budget, the tour bus, the tour manager, the dancers, the DJ, there's so much things, the expenses, the hotels, the getting up early, probably not even sleeping, just being on the road nearly every day. There's so much behind it, and all they're seeing is me coming on stage and performing. That's what's so mad. But my first tour, because my first tour ever was last year. That's the first time I've ever been on tour. I swear, it was last year.
Really?
Yeah. That's my first tour ever in my whole career. So I'm all gassed, I'm happy. I'm like, yes, I can't wait for my first tour. And when I realised how stressful it was, I was like, I can't believe it. You even have to plan all down to your outfit, down to your hair being on fleek, down to you getting your nails done. My nails ain't done right now, but makeup, everything has to be on point, more for a female, because we've got more to attend to. But it's just so much behind it, man, and it's a really good experience. I'm gonna lie, like I love being on tour, I love being on the road, I love being in my own tour bus, I love being around my people, my family, because my family come on tour with me as well. So it's a really good experience, but at the same time it's very, very draining and hard work and pressure, but it's good. Like once you see it happen, it's just like, wow, we made this happen.
Tour life is hectic.
It's mad.
But I guess when you do the show and then people, the energy they give back to you,
yeah, it's
it.
Next to none. The feeling is next to none.
So so the tour's gonna happen, the singles, the impact date is obviously later in the month. What are you looking at for like 2017? Because I feel like it's gearing up to hopefully what will be a real good 2017.
2017, it's an album. Queen of the Scene, I'm gonna be releasing that at the start of next year. Just features, gonna be some special features, more touring, more shows internationally. I don't really want to give too much away but at the same time I want to watch this back and be like, yeah, I've done it. So I'm gonna have a sketch series as well, because I do these things on Snapchat with my little alter egos, and I think it's time now to actually put them into practice, because everyone's like, oh, why don't you do Sandra anymore? I do these mad like characters called Sandra and Leon, and I'm gonna bring them on tour. That's how deep it is now. I'm gonna actually bring them on the tour somehow. There's gonna be costume change and I'm gonna be a different person. But
because you also have an acting background as well.
Yeah, I used to act way before I rapped, and it really upset me that I had to pick one of the other, because I loved them at the time, the same balance of love, but I knew I had to focus on one thing and just build on that and then bring everything afterwards. So I think that now's the time for that, to do what I really want to do. So more acting, there's going to be more dancing sets in my performances, because I love to dance. Probably see a hairline from me soon. Like a queen's crown or something like that. I got to keep the concept rolling.
Because it's working. Like,
yeah,
I know you would have heard this before, and also your manager. Like, our friends in America, like, yo, like that Leshurr girl, man, she's fire, son. they've all seen the Queen's speech, and I was like, and I looked on it. I was like, wait, hold on. I was just checking out your YouTube. I was like, yo, she's got on your own. But I was like, yo, your thing's lying. Like, at least you need to give me some of them YouTube subscribers, man. I was caught for half a million. So.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, literally, from the 2012 when I thought like things were gonna happen, I made it not happen myself, because I didn't feel right. So when I'm going into like all these labels and stuff, I didn't feel right when they're saying certain things to me, and I'll never ever, like, my integrity, I'll never, you know what I mean, that I've got integrity. I'm not gonna stop that for nothing, you know what I mean. And the things they were saying to me, I just was like, nah, man, something don't feel right in here. Something doesn't feel right. I'm not meant to sign with these people. I'm not meant to do this with it. And I've always lived like that, and I think that's why now I'm finally getting what I deserve, because I've always stuck to my guns, you know. Well, I ain't got no guns, no violence here, but I've always stuck to what I believe in it, and it's finally paid off. I always said, you know what, I don't need. It got to a point where I thought, you know what, I'm doing all these freestyles for all these different channels. Why don't I just do a freestyle on my own channel, create my own channel, you know what I mean? These people are getting millions of views off me, and like, you know what I mean? It's why don't I create something else? So I started thinking in that way, whereas before I wasn't really thinking like that. And I decided to build on my own brand, build my own machine, and just show people it's possible to do yourself. You just have to be consistent, and you have to really want it.
That's that long-term strategy thing.
Exactly.
Because people think, they know they do a freestyle over there, you're gonna get a quick 100,000.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
You don't get the email.
That is exactly what I'm trying to say.
It stays over there.
Yeah.
I remember I watched one other interview, and it was said that when you had the time of signing maybe in the States, that they wanted you to do things that you didn't want to do, and I think that just backs up the whole integrity aspect of saying, like,
yeah,
that's not the right thing for me. Like, where someone else would be like, no, that's right, but what do you need me to do?
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, the money they was offering was amazing. Like, it would have secured my mom, because that's all I was thinking about at the time. But I don't know, I get a feeling in my heart when something's not right. And if I was to do that, if I was to sign that precise day, I wouldn't have been able to live with myself. I would have regretted it, because I knew inside it wasn't the right thing to do, and I felt like God was trying to tell me that, and that's why I got that feeling in the first place. So, you know, I just didn't do it, man. I felt that it wasn't me, and some of them were saying, we want you to do a diss track for Nicki Minaj, just little things like that, things I don't believe in, because I'm a female as well, empower females. That is my whole motive, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be screaming, yeah, team female, and then I'm going at a female rapper for no reason, just to get success off my own back. It wouldn't add up. There's no balance. So no, I'm not gonna do that.